Does it matter so? You'd be fighting geared
Okay.
people regardless.
So even
Yeah,
after
you guys couldn't
all of
hear.
the
Sorry.
feedback given,
I forgot it's in a
everybody
different audio source.
online
Does it
claiming
matter?
that they
Does it matter though? You'll be fighting geared people regardless. I think it's not about how it matters that makes people concerned, Kuruni. I think it's more of the how to say, the principle. The principle of should they or should they not? Because you know how modern gaming is. I think everybody's like compiling everything with modern games, that everything has turned into like a monetization cesspool that makes everybody concerned of how the gaming market is going to be driven. So I think that as soon as people heard that, oh, monetization could help you progress and help the company get money while also giving the player huge advantage over the people who don't pay with real money to progress in the game. It'll just ruin like the whole market itself. Which is like a huge scape, I know. But, sadly that is what's happening. And most people are kind of fed up with it, which is understandable. I think the main thing though is it scummy to do or not? Because I can't really say because I'm still super kind of new to these kinds of topics. As I played like games that
they
are
don't want
non-monetized
pay-to-win elements
as
like the
much.
mobile game and the PC game. And after all of the, we're listening to your feedback and we really care about all
This is take
PR
two because I
bullshit aside, they sat down,
forgot
the
this in a
lead
different
game
audio
designer,
source.
and reacted to this clip of mine. It kind of sounds like you're going to be able to buy in-game currency with real money, which I think it's a dumb strategy to monetize a game. I think you already have the battle passes. You already have the extra warehouse space, the safes, personalized appearances, melee weapons. I think those are all great things to monetize with. Why do we need to be able to buy in-game currency in a game where the economy means everything?
其实这个视频我看了，也能够理解他和社区当中很多人对于商业化模式的一个担忧。我们的原则是，付费不会影响对局的公平性。
You sure about that?
I'm actually giving
You sure about that?
And still, the game launches on their website, not on Steam, probably to bypass the negative review bomb that is inevitably coming to this game, because you can buy in-game currency with real money like we suspected all along. They took the mobile monetization and brought it to PC and thought everybody would be happy with it, even though since announcing that the game is coming to PC, every single person has said they don't want monetization like the mobile game in this game. You have to figure out a different economy for this game on PC. And did the developers listen? Fuck no, they did not. Even after claiming that they don't want one player to get a significant advantage over another, they did it anyway. And the crazy thing about this entire situation, I feel like I'm in an episode of the fucking Twilight Zone. There are so many people on social media defending the use of microtransactions like this. If gamers want to spend money on gear and then they go in and just get one-tapped by me, Chadley McGee, sitting in a bush, then albeit, let them do it. Completely missing.
I think why people defend the company is because compared to the other extraction shooters out there, this is just free. So they could just say they don't really care. Which is, I mean, I kind of see. I kind of also say that, yes, it's a free game. So why should I really care? Also, I kind of can progress without spending any huge amount of money. But sadly, we have to face the truth that if a free-to-play game like this launches, a company has to have a way to get money, because traction alone, like just people downloading their games, isn't gonna be enough. Mind you, this is a online game. that it's just gonna be constantly like servers running, updates, 3D modeling, testing. There's gonna be a lot of processes that's gonna be happening from behind that will cost a lot of money, and just maybe putting ads in their website just for you to download is not gonna be enough. I mean, sure, it's sad to think that, oh, a good game like this, but it's heavily like heavily pay to win. It's kind of sad to think about, but if you could think about the people working on it, of this good game, you're just gonna have to think about, like, are they gonna earn enough money to continue it? Because if not, they're just gonna bail this game out, even though it's pretty good, because of heavy because they couldn't get their quotas each month. So like, no investors, no anything, no stock or whatever. I don't know, stocks, whatever. I mean, I think they're also an indie studio. I was gonna dive on, like, give a bit of research of the developers of this game actually, but I actually forgot because I fell asleep. then yeah. So my main concern is, like, yeah, what Kuroni said, does it really matter? Because the argument is, you don't really spend any money in the game. Sure, you can sweat in the game, you know, oh, I've worked so hard to get to this progress, but to be beaten by a guy who just paid with real money, which is, like, I think has been a dilemma in, like, MMORPGs, right? For such a long time. Because there are people who play free MMORPGs online, and there are people who pay for stuff that are, like, super strong in MMORPGs. And it's been, I think, a debate for such a long time that people have, like, a gray area on, because sometimes the people who pay for those are people who don't have as much time as the people who grind, you know, like, since day one or whatever. And, you know, they want to catch up, they want to be on that level. And, you know, the developers give them a way to get on their level, which is kind of saddening for the people who grind, because, you know, they worked hard, they invested some time, just be beaten by someone who just bought stuff. So I think it's all depending on how the devs handle it, because sometimes I'm kind of okay with those if it's not too bad. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's like an option just for, you know, to maybe people want to catch up with their friends and they don't want to wait like a millennia. Let's say you have a friend that's like level 50 in an RPG, and you're like, oh, and they recommended this game to you, and you want to raid some dungeons, but sadly your gear score are just way too different. But to get to the friend's progress, you have to also do a lot of stuff that he did before. And as the more you level up, the more your friends also level up, so you can't catch up anymore. So I think
There's also skill issue.
Uh,
Those who grind should, theoretically, be more skilled than those who buy.
That's true. I think skill is a big factor in these kinds of things. But I think, yeah, as I said, that it's also just depends on how the devs handle it. If they make things super OP, which is understandable, that's pay to win. But if you just suck entirely, even though someone just bought something that's not super, you know, super OP or anything, then okay, I think that's on you. And if a highly skilled player bought like those items, I think the blame should be on that player, because why? Because probably they're not like they're not acting on good good terms and mostly just want to be like a troll or something. You know, just like small PP energy. Because there's a real gray area that I feel like has not been talked about these kinds of games. It's a free to play game. And people, okay, here's an example. People play a lot of War Thunder, which is considered as one of the most grindiest games until you buy in-game currency, right? But people still play it to grind, and you can still like destroy the pay to win vehicles easily if you know what you're doing. I mean, it's kind of scummy, yeah, to think that, oh, you know, now there's a lot of chances that highly skilled player would use this. Highly skilled player A would use this just to like destroy the game for others. The dev shouldn't have put this in the first place. I think the initial intention of the devs to put that there are just two things. It's just to earn money also and just let people do it. Ah, Jesus Christ, Houdini! Oh, my ears, dude. But that's what I'm talking about, is that their intention of adding those items is probably just to monetize, just to gain money for their own purposes, or whatever it is, and to maybe
Thoughts
give
on the game.
thoughts on the game. It's pretty good. I mean, I've killed a lot of players in game with just bare bones gear, non-high powered like ammo or bullets. But I think that's because I played Tarkov a lot.
Better than Tarkov.
Better than Tarkov? In certain aspects, yes. In certain aspects, yes. In some aspects, no. There's not really like how can I phrase this problem? The controls and movement and audio is catered
Better
more properly.
anti-cheat.
Better anti-cheat? That's one I don't know yet, Pudini. I haven't like delved into research about their anti-cheat yet, as well as how strong their anti-cheat is, as well as the cases that's been stated for god damn it, dude. As well as their cases for anti-cheat, for banning cheaters, if it's effective, because I personally haven't like seen cases yet. So I'll get back to you on the anti-cheat, but gameplay wise, it's pretty decent. Pretty decent, especially for a free-to-play game. I know a lot of people are complaining that, oh, you know, yeah, it's a good game, so it'll be a waste to be such a big pay-to-win game. But, you know, the sad thing is, yeah, but how would they earn money? You know? If they don't put like monetization stuff, cosmetics alone, I don't think a lot of people care a lot about cosmetics. Just unless they like buy a game. I mean, a lot of games do, like the games that you buy, right? It's either you grind for them. Wait, yeah. Wait, I lost my train of thought. Free-to-play games, for cosmetic-wise, is either you grind for them or pay for them. They become pay to win if the cosmetics like gives you a huge advantage. But if it's like, oh, you know, I could just give a Hello Kitty shirt to my PMC or whatever, that's like that's fine. But just a full like let's say ghillie suit, yeah, that's pay to win. But the thing is, no one will buy the Hello Kitty suit as much as the people are willing to buy the ghillie suit. You know? So they have to like pump out new ways for them to get money to keep this game well maintained as well as properly structured. So I think they just have to balance it out between monetization and in-game balancing for all players. sadly you can please everyone. Though is the thing.
The point that you have to
That
work
kinda
and
depends.
earn and work towards that gear and those weapons and the bullets and the ammo, the armor, all of that stuff that you have. This person can enter the raid with the exact same loot as you, and they just paid for it. Well, if they want to give up their loot, yeah, but the point is nothing that you have matters, because somebody can just swipe a credit card and pay for it. Like, do you not realize how fucking
Why I
dumb
work
the
so
argument is?
just in real life. I don't have time to just play.
I mean, exactly, right? That's an argument as well. That a lot of people don't have the same time as you. So it's understandable that there's these options that the devs put in for people who don't want to put in like as much time as the people who grind this game 24/7, right? Which is an understandable thought. That's why I gave the example of like I have like the RPG thing, right? They give you options to amp up. But you know, they can't just like already give you, oh, you want to play with your like level 25 friend? Okay, here's some loot for free, you know? No sane game dev will allow that. But the argument that no loot matters, because initially, right now, from my experience, no loot really matters. Because, okay, the loot you get is either just barter or market. The thing about it as well is that there's no... what's it called? I think there's no found in raid status like in Tarkov in this game. At least not as intensive. Like I couldn't really I don't know, I think it's kind of demeaning to say I couldn't really care less. But it's just that it's way more easier to kill here. So compared to Tarkov, like I could just literally walk up to someone, shotgun them in the face.
killing T4S with base gear.
Bro, we were killing T4s with base. Exactly. Which I don't want to say like, oh, skill issue, you know, because everybody has like different tiers of skills and game sense, and that's just demeaning to the argument. But that's I don't know how to phrase it properly, but it's just that I can see why the devs put it there, but I can also see why they're complaining about it. But my personal my personal perspective on it is that it doesn't really matter because it's a game. If my whole life was about the game, you know, my whole my whole monetization, you know, this is my work. I play this game 24/7 to earn money, and I got beat by a guy who swiped a credit card. I mean, to be honest, if it was in my perspective, I wouldn't really care, because okay, this game I lost. That means I just have to get better and overcome it, because you know my Sisyphus mind, just like in Mario Bros. Would just be over it after a while. What I won't be over though is cheaters. Killed by a guy who had like somewhat same loot as me, even though like higher level. Couldn't care less. Okay, I lost. I don't care. It happens every day with Smurfs. Okay, Smurfs in every multiplayer game, because that's unavoidable. But if I die to a cheater, then I'm gonna be pissed off. But that's the thing, not everybody has the same time to grind. So I kind of see it. It just depends on the devs on how they balance it. I think that's my main point.
That you would be willing to let people purchase gear with real money. I mean, you got to purchase the coin, the in-game coins to then purchase the gear. There's one step there. But dude, the mental gymnastics that the online community is going in, and granted, there are a lot of people pushing back. Their Discord was on fire this morning. The Reddit is also holding their feet to the fire, but I have seen an absorbent amount of people just defend it. And I don't know if that's like a play for you to try to like rub the feet of the developers, maybe suck the teat a little bit. Maybe they'll give you a special treatment. I don't know what it is, but being able to ingest real money into the economy like this, where gear, armor, weapon, and just gear in general just means so much. It blows my fucking mind that they.
I mean, to be fair, you could easily mod in this game. Because every mod, unlike in Tarkov, is allowed. And also, like, getting coin is not that hard. Unless you keep dying. I mean, that's where the scav, the scav mode kinda comes in. Just like in Tarkov. But I don't think just outright saying that, oh, I'm kind of defending the company because I think blah 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 without not really opposing why, or opposing them, or being argumentative just for the sake of argumentative. It's a good idea. I think it's better to have a discussion about it rather than just being outright hostile to the other side, because we don't know the extent of what it could do. Also, this is like trial, I guess. We're still in the trial phase of the game, so everybody has money. So I have like the privilege of saying I don't really care. I don't really care yet. But the thing is, if it's just Cohen and just barter in gear, which I could also do, is it really that significant to be worried about? Like, what's the degree of the impact of the monetization if they could just buy like the barter items when there's still like a level restraint? Like, would they just obliterate me for stuff? I mean, it's still like there's still different ammos, right? I guess that's what they're worried about between the ammo and the. It's not about the gun.
You won't even think that the other guy bought it with money when you die.
Exactly. I mean, probably if it's like a level 1 and they have like a freaking souped up RPK or whatever. You know. But personally, I'm like, cool. Okay. I mean, in these kinds of games, if I was younger, if I would say, oh, that's cheap. Now I'm just like, okay, another goal. Because okay, if I just keep going in the same direction, I'm probably gonna get tired of it at some point, like any other game. But if there's like a constant back and forth, which is what I like about extraction shooters, by the way, it's that I keep going back to a certain point because I died to my own lack of, skills and as well as awareness. Which is a loop that kind of happened. I mean, yes, it is a loop, but there's like different variables every single time. But if it's just Cohen in this game, I wouldn't really care as much, personally. And people are gonna complain, it's understandable, I could see their perspective. But personally, I wouldn't really care, because I don't go out with expensive gear anyways. I try to kill people in the best of my abilities. That's it.
they thought this was a good idea. Like I said in my last video, on mobile, it doesn't matter because mobile gamers, if you're a true mobile gamer, you are bred to be okay with just insanely terrible monetization models. But on the PC landscape, it's a lot different. Or at least I'm hoping that we can fight back enough.
Alright, the thing is though, it's not really that different. Well, anymore. Anymore. Because it's a sad thought to think about that every single free-to-play game is actually behind a huge monetization. It has a huge monetization aspect to it. That people either just outright ignore or don't really care. Because, you know, the game is fun. Also, it's free. Oh, you can get this, I don't know if gacha is a proper
There's a lot
term.
of P2W games in PC. Is he living under a rock?
Yeah, there's a lot of pay-to-win games in PC nowadays. I know people are still like saying there's a fight between like, oh, we're fighting against pay-to-win. But there's also a lot of people who can't even afford a proper game. So they stick to just that free-to-play game. Just to have fun. I mean, at the end of the game, it's about having fun, right? That's what a game is. It's for you to like leave the real world and to just, you know, turn your brain off in this fictional digital space. But to say that the landscape is still like fighting against free-to-play games with pay-to-win aspects, that is kind of that's not of a strong argument, because if it's free to, there's nothing really free in this world anymore, unless it's like physical goods. Here you can get like free physical goods, especially between like, you know, family, friends, whatever. But in the digital space, everything has effort on it. I mean, unless if you're like building a legacy, or it's either you're building a legacy or you're building something that could sustain you for life. And sadly, the gaming space is now a business. The aspect of enjoyability is still there, but people have to earn for their hard work. So if Arena Breakout Infinite is just full free to play with just cosmetics, it's gonna be the next PUBG. And what happened to PUBG? It stagnated. Well, besides their anti-cheat being kind of crappy. But yeah, no one would really care anymore. Because
It would be
what's
dead
the
in a
point?
few months.
Yes, it would be dead in a few months. Because there's no content to do. You know? The thing is, if it's just truly free to play, there's not gonna be content because there's not gonna be people working on it because they're not earning enough money. You know? The effort will be like lessened. So like optimization and like keeping up, especially anti-cheats. Anti-cheats are hard to maintain. We've actually had like a seminar in school about working in anti-cheats, and oh my god, it's so much work. Like, I would never want to work in a like gaming studio that also like keeps working on the anti-cheat to give it sustain for new lines of code to prevent hackers, data miners, trackers, especially the freaking people who wants to gain info for malicious intent of the players, for like, you know, whatever, phishing, blackmail, whatever. It's genuinely so hard. So to be this game to be sustainable, which is a multiplayer online game. If it's a single player game, I could really don't care if it's just all monetization. But if it's a free to play game that's constantly online, they have to keep up servers. So there's gonna be costs. There's gonna be like let's say cloud software payments, which is like a monthly or yearly thing, server maintenance, buying of parts, computers, as well as labor. Of course, labor, unless you want an AI run game, expect there's gonna be monetization aspects to it. It just goes hand in hand that if it's a free to play game and it's online multiplayer, there's gonna be pay to win aspects on it. Sadly, it's sad, but it's the truth. They have to gain money somewhere.
To make sure that we are different. And the general argument is like, well, if you pay money, that doesn't necessarily mean that you win the game. You have to still have the skill. It doesn't fucking matter. If you can pay money, you can get gear quicker than somebody who has to earn it in game, who has to go through the trials and the tribulations. If you have better armor.
Okay, but the thing about the trials and tribulations though, so far, there's not really much trials and tribulations. It just happens whenever you play the game so far. Because the quest, nothing. You just play the game essentially. Sure, there are some quests just like the thing in the villa, right? Kurani, others you have to kill like in certain areas, but that's about it. There's not like there's not like a quest that'll be done if they just paid for it. No, they still have to like go in the same trials, but with just they just have gear, to which they could just easily lose to a guy with a shotgun. I think it all just falls down in balancing, to be honest.
Better ammo, better weapons, right off rip, compared to little Timmy who just grabbed the credit card that his mom just did a line of blow on to go spend a bunch of money on Cohen's to then just buy the gear that you have. It literally breaks the entire ecosystem. Yes, you can kill one of these players who has a bunch of purchased armor, weapons, and gear, and you can kill them and you can take it for yourself. But the advantage comes from two equally skilled players going in, one spending hours to grind up, go through the raids to earn the gear versus somebody who can come in, swipe the credit card, and they just have the gear already. If you don't see how that is pay to win, or if you want to mentally fucking bend over backwards and eat your own asshole and say that it's pay to progress or pay for advantage or whatever the fuck, regardless, it is complete horseshit. And the thing is,
okay, that argument. Okay, they're arguing if is pay to win or pay to progress. I personally think it is pay to win, but the impact of it is not as, heavy. Heavy as in games that you actually buy first before you even get to play. Then you have to earn everything. Here, you don't really have to pay for everything. You just play the game. So yes, it's pay to win, but I think the severity of it isn't as big. So to say that, it's not actually it's not actually like pay to win, it's pay to progress. No, it's pay to win. It's just that the severity of it is not that huge. To the point that you should probably care as much. Or like be super aggressive about not having that, I guess. In my own opinion.
2 equally skilled players at this scenario means the one that grinded just sucks.
Damn, Kurudi. Damn. 2 equally skilled players. Should I miss that one? Oh, wow. I mean, to be fair, if you lost to a new player with just buying gear using actual money before versus a guy with the same gear but has more experience, and the guy with the same gear, more experience, lost, I think that's on them. Also, you also have to have the mindset that you can't win every war. You can't win every battle unless you guarantee. Damn, Kururi. Chill out, Kururi. Chill out. But I think I think you just have to accept that you won't win every single time unless you do unless you do something that's gonna guarantee you win. And this is why I call myself a rat. I don't charge in fully. I try to get as much as an advantage as I could get, like aka high ground, or they don't see me. I'm prone somewhere, not in a bush, but I have distance which I could shoot from. I pick my fights and I don't fight battles. I mean, if you watch my Tarkov streams, I don't fight battles that I have a huge disadvantage of. Let's say I have a Mosin in a huge map. I have a Mosin with no suppressor, but I do have a scope. And I see two players kind of near me but haven't seen me yet because I'm prone, hiding, in the tree, among the trees. And they're just running. But they're going to my to an area where I need to do a quest. What I would do, and I would just stalk them. I'm like gonna look for them. I'm gonna look what they're wearing. I'm gonna look what their what kind of weapons they have, and I'm gonna assess if I'm gonna win or not. That's what I do. That's not even I don't even do that. Even though I even do that. I even do that if it's just one dude. Even though it's just one guy. Because I know my skill of it. I'm not like the streamers that you see in like YouTube who like just one taps everything. One taps everything as well as movement gods, like let's say Willers or Stone Mountain and what's his name again? Landmark. I'm not that good. That's why I have to know my limits in the game, as well as when I should attack. This is like an art of war thing. It all just comes down to my game sense. If I'm gonna fight them or not. If I don't really care about losing my gear or not. It just depends. I'm not the type of player just there's a fight here and I have gun. I'm somewhat at. Doesn't really give me a huge advantage. I'm gonna go there and fight. No, I'm just gonna do what I want. Play the game how I want it. Do my missions. And get out the raid. Sometimes I don't even have to shoot a single bullet in a raid to finish my mission. Because what's great about it is that I have that option. And I will do whatever I want. I don't have to go butt heads with other people. Because it's the law. No. I play how I want it. In these kinds of games, at least.
This is like, I called it. I made this video like a month ago where I said, like, the game is great. And keep in mind, my opinion hasn't changed on that. The game is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the game
There's
is
so
awesome.
many good things about it. I had a blast playing it today. But the entire time I streamed it, the chat was just up in arms about the pay to win. That's all the focus was on, was this game's pay to win. How are you enjoying buying currency with real money? Nothing you're doing is mad. It was just a negative cesspool of gamers pissed off at the why did you guys ask for feedback at all? Why did you reach out? Why do you have a content creator Discord where
Does chat
literally
even play
like a
the
month
game?
ago I
Does
said
chat even
in
play the
private
game?
directly
That's what I'm not
to
sure
the
of,
developers
to be honest.
that this isn't
That's an aspect we can't really say. We can't really say because people will either say just yes I did or no I don't. But I just hate like the concept of pay to win, which is understandable with other games. That's why I always say that it all just comes down to balancing on how the devs would make it work. I don't outright say, but pay to win is blah blah blah. Pay to win is good. Pay to win is bad. No, it depends on how the devs balance it. The severity of the pay to win.
the way to go.
On a free-to-play game, by the way. On a
Imagine
free-to-play
paying
game.
real money for gear in an extraction shooter Mao.
Exactly, right?
Literal money in the drain.
Exactly, right? But then, up to the player. That's the thing. It's up to the player if they want to spend the money. Because, I mean, every person have their reasons. We can't really say that, oh, there's gonna be people who's just gonna buy it because, oh, I want to troll, want to make people angry. And there's people like, oh, I want to keep up with my friends who are high level, but I don't have the time. But I want to play with them on their level. So we can't really say. We can't really just outright say like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It all comes down to how the devs balance it, as well as the skills of the player. I mean, we can't just outright cry without knowing the reason of it. We have to find out first. We make compromise. Then we freaking cry. Because
I mean, Arena Breakout is FNP, they have to make money
yeah,
somehow.
exactly, right? Exactly. That's my argument as well, JV. This is a free-to-play game. This isn't like Tarkov where I have to spend like 2,500 pesos, which is the standard edition, just to play the game. And they just introduce pay-to-win aspects. This is a free-to-play game, which is actually pretty good, well-maintained. Servers are great. Audio is good. So far, I haven't met a cheater, but I have to research if there are sightings of cheaters already. And also, it's free to play again. Before I forget that point, it's free to play, and they have to earn money somehow to keep everything up to par, up to standard. And we can all agree that cosmetics isn't enough for them to get money. Or else the game's quality would go down because they can't pay the people that work for the company. They can pay the programmers, the modelers, the audio, the people who do the audio, and whatsoever, as well as testing, QA testers, the people who work on the anti-cheat, which is like I think red and blue. The people who try to crack the anti-cheat and people who try to prevent people from cracking it. Those kinds of developers, and just so much more. There's so many factors in trying to run a game, so it's not as easy as saying that a free-to-play game is scummy for adding pay-to-win options. It all depends on how the devs balance it and introduce it, as well as the just the overall skill of the player. And as well as the players, if they like, or the players' reasons why they're gonna buy items and stuff. But so far, to my observation, yeah, it's not too severe. So, yeah, I don't really care. It's up to the player who buys it.
We've done sponsored deals where like I'm so conflicted because I'm excited for the game. I know that there is a game there that a lot of people would like, and if you go with this route, it's just not a game that like I want to hang my hat on, even though I really desperately want to. You might have a bunch of these fucking idiots that just back it and spend the money and do whatever else, but it's not where I want to be. And like another argument is that like, well, it's a free-to-play game.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's unavoidable. You can't avoid people being an idiot and just spending copious amount of money that some people don't even have on games just so they could have an advantage. That's unavoidable. I know people will argue like, but the devs could also like not have put that in the first place. Well, you have to think about how they're gonna earn money. That's all. That's all it kind of just falls out on. You have to think of the devs also. They're also human. They're not like AI oriented or whatever.
How do you expect them to make money? There's a million different ways to make money in a game like this.
Okay.
Spending real money on currency isn't.
Okay, but how though? Okay. You know, I'm gonna let them continue. In hopes that they would give examples of how they could earn money from a free-to-play game without adding a somewhat pay-to-win aspect that's not too severe.
One that I think is the best route to go, because it just ruins everything about this game. Like, you're going in to earn gear. The gear fear is no longer there because you can just swipe at the end of it. Yeah, fucking just put in put in the security code and you're good to go. I got a helmet, got a chest rig. Like, who gives a fuck? None of it matters. For as creator centric as you guys were going, you could talk to a bunch of creators and have weapon charms where, let's say you guys wanted to buy a big fry weapon charm. Let's say it's $3 or $4. Content creator gets a split, developers get the split, and all it is a logo on a weapon fucking keyring that you can put on your weapon. You could have things like weapon skins. You could have things like...
Okay, but that's the thing though, right? If they do that, there's gonna be a bunch of people like gonna be complaining like, oh, but this is so unrealistic, you know? Because this is supposed to be like a tactical shooter, so why are there weapon skins? Why are there keychains on my gun? You know, the problem is that you can't please everybody. That's the thing.
It's a niche game in a niche genre. That won't be enough.
Exactly. It won't be enough. Okay, this isn't like MOBAs. Like, let's say League of Legends or Dotas. This is an FPS that is free to play by an indie company. That is not enough. You know? Just from thinking about it, I'm already gonna say it's not enough to earn money to maintain a game in this quality. Like, just basic skins and content creators, cool. Sure. But also, companies just use content creators just for hype. They're not like the people they're gonna appease. Because each content creator, each has different communities and each has different wants. And for a game dev to just put everything that the community wants, every single one, balancing's gonna be off. There's always gonna be another side who's gonna be in disagreement. And there's always gonna be like the other side who's like complete happy. And once it's balanced, they're gonna start complaining again. We have to find a compromise. So, again, I'm saying it depends on the severity of how the
PvP
developers.
games will never be balanced though.
PvP games will never be balanced. That's true. Sadly, that is true. There's always gonna be metas. There's always gonna be underplayed characters. There's always gonna be underplayed guns. It's unavoidable because it's PvP. And what do PvP players do? They try to get as much advantage as they could. I think we can all collectively agree on that. And this is also a shooty bang bang PvP. It's not like RPG PvP. Where, you know, the stats matters. Like, oh, you know, this gives way more cooldown because it's a pay to win item, blah 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 blah. So here, cosmetics, not enough. I'm saying it, not enough. Unless they add like skins that are ghillie suits which cost like $1 billion. Probably. But you know, every game, it's just gonna be some guy in a ghillie suit proning somewhere. So again, I'm saying it depends on the severity as well as how the developers balance it. But so far, in my observation, it's not too severe because it's just money, just coin. It's not like a skin that makes you invisible. And every single upgrade to your gear and gun you can buy in the market. Sure, sure, for a regular player who doesn't pay to win, it's gonna take them a while to build their favorite VSS build with no recoil, compared to a pay to win guy. But the thing is, one good bullet to the face is gonna kill him. As long as you keep your distance and they don't see you.
I mean, cosmetics in a game fair you can't even see your character outside of the loadout menu is pointless XD.
I mean, exactly. Exactly. But there are also cosmetics that, other people could see that gives you an advantage. I think COD Warzone had that, like the Black Noir skin in Warzone. And there's like people complaining that Noir's skin is blending with the areas that don't have any lights that much. But people have already given up on Activision. This is Is it Activision? Yeah, I think it's Activision. So yeah. That's the thing. People will always try to get an advantage no matter what because it's a PvP game and they wouldn't really care. Also, it's just highly advisable you just not sweat as much. Don't get attached to your stuff that you can just earn again. I mean, that's what happened to me in Tarkov. I just stopped caring. All I care about is my progression on the quest. That's it.
Like skins for cosmetics, and as long as you appease the crowd that hates the Fortnite level skins that we see in shit like Call of Duty, keep them realistic, digital camos, everything else, dude, you could even have like custom patches where
that's not enough.
Again, content
nobody's
creators,
gonna buy digital camos.
it just requires a little bit of creativity.
It's only gonna be people who are super tactic gamers who wants to just fully deck out their guns. And there's just gonna be regular people who, not all this gun is already tactical enough.
To actually figure out a good way to monetize the game, bring in the community that you say you care so desperately about, but you just didn't. And like I said, man, I'm throwing my hands up. Like, if people want this and like they're defending it, dude, I had a stream today where so many people in my chat were just like mentally bending over backwards to justify why this is a good thing for the game. And it blows my mind that after 11
P2W
years
it's a
of
free game,
doing
so I get it, but it's still wrong.
Pay to win, it's a free game, so I get it, but it's still wrong. I mean, yeah, it's definitely pay to win. We're not gonna undermine that, but the severity of it depends.
In talking about this kind of shit on YouTube, we're just at the point where people accept anything. I haven't even talked about the fact that the Gamma container is on a subscription fee every 30 days.
Okay, but this I agree. That is bullcrap, okay? You know why? Because that is unheard edition in Tarkov levels of pay to win. People get Cohen, I sleep. But pay to win people get 30 days of secure containers.
I mean, as a
real
casual
shit.
gamer, I just like the game cause it's free. I will play it once or twice, but I won't even try to grind it.
Yeah, that's understandable because mostly people are indeed just casual gamers in free-to-play games like this, especially in a niche genre, right? I think we can all collectively agree that casual gamers in a niche genre like this, in a free-to-play game, mind you, will outweigh the people who grind it 24/7. So they have to their marketing.
Yeah, I never played Tarkov, but it's free, so I tried it out. It was nice.
Yeah. So the marketing team have to
Had
find
some
a
real
way.
players almost died.
Oh, you finally have met some real players. That's nice. Yeah, PvP is fun, to be honest. It's understandable, except the one guy who just freaking wall jumped every single time. Like it's COD, because there's no inertia. you know, I didn't really care because I didn't lose anything that much. But yeah, it all just depends on the severity and how game devs balance it. Again, PvP game advantage. People want to have an advantage, unavoidable. Okay, but it's free to play, makes it less
Because that, to me, isn't even as egregious as something like just being able to funnel money into
Yeah, I know the
in-game
argument,
currency.
but like,
This is
why
where
care
we're at.
that much to complain about it? Just don't play it then.
That's true. That's true. The problem is though is that they're not gonna stop complaining about it. Even though they play the game, there's nobody that's just gonna say, I'm not gonna complain about it anymore, I'm just not gonna play it. No. Because, you know, they love the game. Like, they love the genre. They've
YEA they
molded
will complain and play it and everything will be alright XD.
and they have molded themselves in the genre. That it could either drive away people or just, you know, drive away devs who want to get into this genre. That's the hard part about getting into introducing a niche genre to the public masses. That's actually every community, right? There's gonna be like people who have molded their entire being in such genres or in such things. But that's normal. It's just having like interest. People are passionate about their interests. That's unavoidable. But yeah, they play Tarkov, I think.
I mean, also it's a mobile game dev. This is normal for mobile games.
Yes, but essentially any free-to-play game. If they want a true free-to-play game who only focuses on cosmetics, Fall Guys. Also Battle Royale, Fall Guys. But yeah. But yeah, because unlike Tarkov, I just can't see the severity of it because this is free to play. It's just way more casual focused. Sure, there are some aspects that are amazing. Amazing that's not in Tarkov that the community has been wishing for. But sadly, every game has to be unique. They can't just copy the same freaking thing that the other games have, or else there's not gonna be players. Or they're just gonna keep complaining, you know. So I think the devs are just going for, we're just gonna handle the casual community and not the people who are like, you know, just gonna grind it 24/7, which is understandable for a free-to-play game. Because who would you rather appease, the masses or the certain people who complain about how you're gonna earn in a business sense? That just,
Or they tallow-wire it to the Asian market and then the West can keep complaining.
I don't like using the Asian and West market West and East West and Asia market debacle or debate, whatever, or the point, because there's some good parts and there's some bad parts to everything. That's why I can really never say that, oh, this is such a West dev thing and this is such an Asia dev thing. So I can't really say. I don't want to go into that point. Because there's some good perspectives and there's some bad perspectives and there's just downright horrible. So we just really have to find a compromise. Because as Dr. What is his name again? The doctor from no, it's not Dr. Doom. It's the one from Venture Brothers that compromise the essence of love or something. But yeah, the sad thing is you just can't appease everybody. And for a niche genre, people are gonna complain a lot. And there's gonna be people who don't care. Because as they can see, it's more casual. It's not they also didn't pay for it. But it's a great game to play regardless. And isn't that like the essence of a game? Just have fun in it. And there's always gonna be players who are bad actors. That's unavoidable. It's a PvP game. You just gotta, I guess, put some dirt on it. There's always gonna be turbo sweats. Put some dirt on it. Just play another game with your friends and you're Gucci. Just hop in.
Like for me, I like the PvP, but I don't understand the looting. Like, what do I do with nuts?
What do I do with nuts? Oh. Yeah, so far as well, the loot doesn't really matter. It's the guns that matter. But the loot, they're just for bartering and selling, getting coin. So,
It's all for trading for now.
yeah, it's all for trading for now, so it's kind of,
I like the gunplay, man. I just want a modern stalker.
I like the gunplay, man. I just want a modern stock. Isn't there a modern...
I just been a loot goblin.
It's been a loot goblin. Yeah, you and Kuroni both. Modern stalker. Isn't there a modern stalker being developed?
FK these PvP sweatfest extraction looters.
Understandable take, JV. But yeah, you know, there's always gonna be a content creator who's gonna be like voicing how the game sucks and how it doesn't appease to them or whatever. It's unavoidable.
@ZZUENATAIZTRUDO.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true. There's always gonna be turbo sweats. That's the thing. It's always gonna be turbo sweat in certain games unless it's fully cooperative. I mean, even in co-op though, in co-op games, there's gonna be turbo sweats in randos. So, you know, not only the Sweatfest extraction looters, but all of y'all. Every game, every Sweatfest person, all screw y'all. Okay. We're going for the masses. We're not going to specifics now. We're just gonna go for everybody. Oh, yeah, okay, let's continue the video.
I don't care if a game is free to play. I don't really care if a game is that good. And the thing is, like, I even all of this said, I still want to play it because the game is that fun. I really genuinely enjoy it.
Turbo
But
sweat,
holy
I killed
fucking
like
shit.
6 real dudes
you
on my
guys have to
match
do a
where I
180
almost
because-
died XD.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that fun? I even all of this said, I still want to play it because the game is that fun. I really genuinely enjoy it. But holy fucking shit. Do you guys have to do a 180 because once this game launches on Steam, whenever that's going to be, the review bombing is going to be insane if you don't correct course now. But here's the thing. Who am I even talking to? I'm talking to my community, people who don't want to put up with this bullshit. I'm not talking to the devs because clearly they haven't listened to the warning signs that every creator has put in private, in public, in videos, on Twitter, just anywhere. We have been talking about it and saying that it's a bad idea for months, and you guys don't give a shit. So yeah, Arena Breakout is incredibly pay to win like we thought it was going to be. I figured with all of the anger and all of the outrage of, like, you know, people
I
talk.
wouldn't say incredibly though.
Every creator that's just going for clout from what I saw.
Damn, Kuroni. Damn. Damn, Kuroni, you're savage today, dude. What happened to you?
Atukamikuro 39, yeah, this too.
What happened to you, Kuroni? Goddamn, he's going for the jugular.
Talking about the situation and like trying to get through to the developers. Maybe they'll do something different.
The thing is though, yeah, they say that, oh, you know, it's crappy, it's gonna suck, you know, and they put it in. But the thing is, they don't give any good alternatives.
@OKAMIKURO39 ディアムトレートアップバズーカドデム
Yeah, he straight up jamsheed them. But the thing is though, every creator says, oh, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna suck, it's gonna blah 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 blah, and they don't give out good alternatives. there's gonna be one or two. And some are gonna say again the cosmetic argument. But I think in the business aspect, it's not gonna be enough. I think we could all collectively agree that cosmetics on a game in this caliber is not gonna be enough. It's only gonna the only people who are gonna buy it is the people that are super into these games, than the casual gamers. You know?
Arena Breakout SUX, y'all should play Flying Gorilla instead.
Arena Breakout sucks. Y'all should be playing Flying Gorilla instead. I mean, I would recommend Gray Zone. Gray Zone Warfare, but it still needs to cook. That's a sad thing. Gray Zone still needs to cook. It still needs more time. If they want a really good extraction shooter.
Random content creator.
Random content creator. AKA the Javinator.
Different, and they just didn't. While at the same time using videos like mine as a promotional tool. They sit the game designer down and he responds to it and reacts to it in a very
and
like...
he'll just stay on the PvE side LMAO.
How about Gray Zone when it's... Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, that, as I said earlier, that is the beauty of games of like this, right? You have the freedom of play everything that you want. In a way that you want. That's what I like about it. At the end of the day, it all comes down to my own decisions of how I approach things. It makes me feel control. That's it. I have control of myself in the game.
What you'd consider a genuine way where he says he doesn't want to break. No, we're not, guys. We're not doing it.
Forever Winter.
Forever Win. Is that the extraction shooter that's what's it called? That's like more PvE oriented, Kurani? Yeah, I think you mentioned that yesterday.
No pay to win or nothing. But like the mental gymnastics to say that it's not pay to win, it's just like pay for convenience, blah, 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 fucking blah. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of...
You root while there are two factions on.
But also, would it matter that much if the game gets re-weave bombed on Steam?
Not really. It just kind of depends on just kind of depends on the devs if they're gonna actually take it. If it gets review bombed on Steam or not, it's all up to them. Because there's still gonna be people who enjoy it, and there's gonna be people who
Forever Winter
hate
sounds like my kinda game LMAO.
Yeah, I might actually play that as well, JV. I might actually play Forever Winter as well. I think we should play that.
If the gameplay stays the same, it's still a good casual game.
Exactly right.
And here's the thing, Delta Force, which is another...
But yeah, as I said that, the people who say this isn't pay to win, why? This is pay to win, but the severity of it isn't that big. You know? There's extreme levels of pay to win and they're just, okay.
A game that is just hot on YouTube, and another game that I've been really enjoying playing. They're now coming out and saying that they're not going to be pay to win, and they're focused on making sure microtransactions are good and balanced, even though Arena Breakout said the same thing. So now we're seeing what's happening with Arena Breakout. We're seeing how much people are pissed off about it, and we're looking at these other games that are coming from the East, China, and they're saying the same things that Arena Breakout's saying. So now it's kind of like we're gonna fucking wait and see. But we hope you look over the fence and realize just how people are pissed off and how much they hate this. And maybe you'll take some notes and realize that this isn't the way forward if you want to get through in the West. And I really genuinely hope that if you play Arena Breakout Infinite, do not spend a single fucking dollar in that game unless it's for something cosmetic and you want to support the devs that way. But like paying for currency to buy gear with was something that the old EA CEO came up with back in the Battlefield 3 days. You guys remember how we roasted John Riccitello back?
Yeah, but the thing is, people are still gonna do that regardless. Gonna be probably people who was it called TMT? RMT? To other players. So maybe instead of like going to other different people, just go to the devs, I guess.
Back in the day for
There's
saying
still gonna
that
be people
eventually he
looking to
wants
find an
games
advantage
to be
any
able to
other way.
offer bullets for money. You could pay per bullet in your magazine. Every time you reload, it costs you money. Guys, we're almost there because now you can buy in-game currency to buy ammo off of the flea market auction house within this game. We're almost there. Give it like 4 years. And that's just, it's so frustrating. You can mentally gymnastic your way into the comments and tell me 100 reasons why this is a good thing. I had somebody send me a 20 fucking paragraph email today once I banned him from my chat, where he basically said that, well, real life is pay to win. You know, guys in the West they like this idea of fair, but this isn't something that, you know, happens worldwide. Other countries really are more okay. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Some dickhead in Nebraska can buy a Lamborghini on his 18th birthday because his dad owns a fucking investment portfolio worth multi-millions. I don't care. Yes, real life is pay to win. Yes, that is how it works. That doesn't mean we need to accept it in entertainment. Anyway.
Okay, that's the thing though as well.
This is just drama to have drama. They Tarkov people upset free game better see.
Damn vibe.
I agree with that LMAO.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I agree with that statement. I don't know, it just kind of depends on the game. Because there are really some games that you already pay to play and just introduce those to get just more money because it's scummy. But some are just a way to earn profit for the devs. But the thing is though, he says that they don't care. And the sad thing is there's always gonna be people who say they also don't care, that he doesn't care. They're still gonna buy it. You know? It's unavoidable.
Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I actually really fuck with the game itself, but this is just such a huge point of contention for me. They said they weren't going to do anything that would give players an advantage, and they did anyway, so either they don't understand our language.
It is scummy for sure, but they won't change it if it brings the bread.
Exactly. Unless they're like a freaking Confucius or Lao Tzu or whatever, you know, just Mahatma Gandhi of game dev, patience. Yeah. The thing is though, the sad thing is I get the frustration because if the devs did say that, oh, you know, we're promised, right? I think everybody would get upset if they said that, oh, you know, yeah, we won't do the things that you guys are scared of happening in the game. But they do it anyways. Yeah, if that's like a statement that he said as a promise, but they still do it anyways, I really understand the frustration. But if they just outright say it that was in their plans since the beginning, you know, like just and they gave out the reasons, and, you know, I guess sadly they had to convince the content creators to check out the game.
Or they don't give a fuck. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content just like this. I love Arena Breakout Infinite. I can't fucking stand what they just did today. My name is SebBright. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Okay, here's the video again in case you guys missed the link. Okay, there's the video.
https://youtube.b/k_e1x07yq1s si = 7 dudp9 fulk pluga.
Okay, I'll give them a like since, you know, I did watch their video and never reacted to it for content. Okay, let's check out the comments though. What do people say? Out of 2020 is the gaming era where you bypass the core gameplay loops with your wallet because you wants to play games anymore. Yeah.
Read comments they unhinged.
Read comments they unhinge. I mean, yeah, it's like every free-to-play game in a nutshell now, right? But unlike before, there's no really free-to-play games. Everything is paid. Real life is pay to win is a wild way to justify this. That is true. That is true. This is such a bad statement to say. To justify the pay to win. Because a game is essentially just a freaking get out of reality. You know, and this is just gonna... It's already depressing enough. Valorant was the first game I realized there's a massive divide between generations of players. Those of us who didn't grow up with every single bit of monetization and didn't play mobile games are the ones who are fine with boycotting a game for predatory monetization. But the younger ones are just completely lost in that regard because they never knew a world in which video games were monetized to hell. Really, really sad to see. I mean, yes, it is sad. But the thing is, is it like the nurture versus nature argument, you know? Can you guys see it? Can you guys read the comments? Okay, I'll zoom it in a bit. The thing is, they didn't have the choice before, which is really good. But most people don't play games because you have to pay for them as well, right? Before, you always have to pay for a game. There's no free game in the world. So it just kind of depends on the era, I guess, that they played games on, and when they got in on the hobby. But you know, I do agree that it is predatory monetization. EOD $150 gamma.
Real crazy thing is the butt container you gotta pay for a month instead of forever owning it.
Yeah, that's the biggest, craziest thing that I actually give a crap about. On the entire game in the video. That is the biggest thing that I solely agree. That it's so crazy that you have to pay a subscription-based thing to have a butt container. MF when they have to pay $10 per month for 2x3, $5 expand stash for 30 days, $16 for bigger keychain for a month. Yeah, that's really bad. What did we expect from a 2024 quote-unquote indie game that is made by quote-unquote independent developers that want to quote-unquote serve the community? That's the thing though, there's no... The only indie games I really do support are the ones that I would believe that truly serve the community, are the single player games, or just the co-op games like peer-to-peer, no online servers, whatever. They heard your concerns, they just didn't give a... yeah. Are people really surprised that the mobile game company put pay-to-win practices in their essentially mobile port game? Yeah. That's the thing as well. That's the first thing I thought of when they said that this is a mobile game turned PC. I already knew there's gonna be like pay-to-win practices on it. Are extraction shooters becoming the chasing battle royale trend? So many bad extraction shooters just keep being released. Sadly, yes. Yes. Battle royale has now ended. Now it's extraction shooters. The only way this game survives is with gear score based matchmaking like DAD or Dungeonborn, but they have F2PP to win Chinese developer brain. Matchmaking like this gives way to payers not finding games quickly, and you gotta cater to your whales. I'll enjoy the game for now, but I don't expect it to be playable in a month or two when all F2Ps quit and no one wants to touch it based on reputation. No new players, no normal players, only pay to win kits in matches dead. Update, I was spending some time on the Discord. This game will die because of infinite instantaneous inflation. Yeah, I actually agree. This is the biggest way the game would die. Just inflation until everything is max price because of pay to win players. Because, you know, economy, game economy. Which I agree could be bad. That's why I said that devs should balance it. They uninstalled immediately. People don't understand if they accept this type of monetization. Games are dead forever. You know, that's the thing. It's what brings the bread to businesses, to devs, you know. What you watching? Oh, it's already over. It's just about Arena Breakout Infinite. FYI, Hawk Ops and ABI are owned by Tencent. That's why. That's why they feel so similar and look similar. Hawk Ops will retain the Battlefield market and DMZ casual extraction market, while ABI takes the cake from Tarkov. All while having a gorgeous microtransaction on both or the two games, playing good cop, bad cop, all the while they're owned by the same company. It's actually genius by Tencent. The beauty of capitalism, I guess. Good for the people that are in the business, bad for the people who are not part of it.
I actually agree with some of these LMAO. If PPL tolerate these kinds of microtransactions, it's a slippery slope.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's why if you want to buy, or if you want to play a really good game with no microtransactions, I hope it's no microtransactions, has to be games that you actually buy. They have to be paid games. These are really good points in the comments. The thing is, that's how free-to-play games work. Without microtransactions, sure it sucks, but that's how they work.
I think this is a cue to start playing Hunt Showdown the console port since last update XD.
I think this is a cue to start playing Hunt Showdown, the console port since last update. I actually really want to get into Hunt Showdown, but the thing is, it really is, the servers really just suck. Like the audio is amazing in Hunt Showdown though. You can even purchase chat communication tokens to chat in global. Pay to chat is now a thing. This game will go NFT soon. For real. I actually heard about this and it's actually insane.
The update made
chat in global,
the
you
game
have to
for
pay.
new console update XD.
The update may tailor the game for new console updates. On the mobile version, there are no wipes, so people tend to build up gear. This clearly favors a casual audience. The devs need to realize this isn't the mobile version. So there's no wipes. Early access, they reset everything after it, yep. Factions, where they have items you can buy from, either currency, which you can... Well, if there's no wipe, I think it'll... If there's no wipe and there's no story, I think this game will die. But the argument is if this is greatly pay to win or not. It's pay to win. You have to be really, really stupid to not see this is pay to win. It's just the severity of it, as well as the perspective of a casual gamer compared to a person who grinds this 24/7. So who's like want to spend money on it. During the stream, it was actually baffling to me how many people were in favor of pay-to-win aspect of the game and kept avoiding the point. No, they have a point. The creator had a point that it is pay-to-win, that is kind of sad. Kind of sad that people can just buy gear that you have. But there's also the thing that, you know, they're eventually gonna lose it anyways. Just don't think too deeply about it, I guess. But to avoid calling it a pay to win is just wrong. It's pay to win. It's just the severity of it is for now. Better off charging $50 to $60 to buy a game and call it a day. They'd earn way more money bringing the game to a competitive concept. That's the thing though. In a niche genre, and adding competitive aspects to it, they're only going to be catering to the content creators who scream the loudest. Like what happens in Tarkov now. And yeah, it would just cut off the casual market altogether.
I feel like this game is gonna be like battle bit, it's gonna burn high and then start dying after the first hype.
The thing about BattleBit though, it's just a game. It's not as a competitive game. Also, it's like super cheap. It's just a casual shooter, but has, you know, some tactical aspects that Battlefield also didn't have at some point. Well, at least here it's like free to play. Once people see how predatory or how predatory the monetization is in the actual release, people are not just gonna play it. That's the thing though. It's game could be amazing. It could be amazing, but you just really have to let it go. If it's just super scummy and just you know. But if you really want to play that game, you just have to tolerate it and not spend anything on it. Because at the end of the day, there's always gonna be a need for money, demand, and you know, devs are gonna put stuff on it so they could earn way more. Are there any devs who are in a big company like this, who will prevent themselves from earning more money? No, because that wouldn't make sense. It's a business. They wouldn't care. They have money. They have their Lamborghinis, their Bugattis, their Volvos. And you know, yeah, they wouldn't really care because it's a business. Sadly, that's what it is. A business. It's not about the enjoyment of the hobby now. Well, the indies still do that. There's actually a lot of indie games that do that. But games like this that caters to like a lot of Uber sweats as well as tag team gamers like this, and not in a casual aspect, and it's like free to play. This is bound to happen. Now, sadly, it opens to like a casual playscape. It's like Sugar Crush. My aunt, not a gamer at all. Never touched video games until she got a phone and played Sugar Crush. And they played Sugar Crush every single day, and if they don't have hearts, they buy the hearts and keys for stuff. And the devs put that in even though it's a free-to-play game to earn money. So every game that are like this, every free-to-play game, there's always gonna be money on it. It's unavoidable. You know, and especially in the worsening economy that the world has right now, everybody's trying to grab the bread. That's the sad thing. It's a sad thought to think about, but yeah. To end this debate is Arena Breakout
I like bread
Infinite.
C.
Yes, we all like bread vibe. But that's a different discussion. Okay, we'll have like, do all breads taste the same stream someday? But yeah, is Arena Breakout Infinite pay to win? Yes, it is. Is it gonna suck in the future if they make it more predatory and scummy?
Maybe.
Yes. But do I care enough to keep complaining about it, you know, and just for them to remove it? No. Because I'm not gonna waste my breath on devs that have their own vision and this is their game, and I couldn't care less. Because it's free to play. If I bought the game and they did this, yes, I would be screaming a lot. But if it's free to play, and it's a cool game, but it has scummy monetization, I'm not gonna play it. That's it. That's my 2 cents. Once I've had my fill, you know, once the Uber sweats and monetization babies pay to win babies are there. No, just drop the game. I'll just play something different. That's it. I didn't buy the game, so I wouldn't really have like a huge loss. I've enjoyed my time there. I've had good memories with friends. That's it. I'll just find another game. That's how the gaming space, that's the magic of gaming space works, sadly. But to conclude, it is a game. It is a pay to win game, and now I'm gonna play it while it's still in beta.